and welcome back to Seriously Good TV. Today's show is slightly different and I'm joined by Lucas in the host chair today, who you all may know from Lucas's films. It's a bit like the Mary Celeste here. I'm told they're quite busy studying, but I'm quite sure the gorgeous sunshine is just a coincidence. On today's show, we'll be taking a peek into the world of secret societies, Lucas's brilliant film review, and a fun challenge in the and finally segment. However, first, I get to talk about something I love and allow you all to take a look in the world of aviation. A couple of weeks ago, it might have even been a month now, it's been quite a bit of time, but I got a chance to fly at the Anglian Flight Centre, and we flew them out the whole day, and I got to fly the plane, and yeah, so studio, roll the VT.
Hello, audience.
Hiya. So today we are finally at the Anglian Flight Centre, where I'm going to be getting a kind of like taster flight lesson in one of their Cessna 172s. It's great weather to be doing it. We've finally waited for this day for so long now. As you can see, we've got all the planes behind us and that, and yeah, let's get into it.
Right, okay, so Georgia, we've got a flying lesson together today, that's good.
Yeah.
Is it your first time in a light aircraft?
It is indeed.
Good, okay, we're in for a real treat. Have you flown in a big aircraft?
I have flown in a big
Good,
aircraft.
okay, so this is kind of similar but about 1,000 times better because you're going to see things that you know, things that you can recognise, and best of all, you're going to be doing most of the flying. So I better tell you a little bit about that, haven't I? So, right, so you've been out and sat in the aircraft, so you know a little bit about
Yeah, I've had
how
a
it
little look at it and stuff.
That's right, so lots and lots of needles and dials and instruments there. The good news is you don't have to be too concerned with those today. That comes much later on when you're learning to fly. What we're going to be concerned with today is more looking out of the window, looking at what you can see there, relating to what the aircraft is doing to that. And as I say, you're going to be doing most of the flying, so I'll tell you a little bit about how you're going to do that. So, now, as you're sitting there, you may remember that you had that sort of small wheel in front of you.
Yeah.
We tend to call that the stick anyway, and this model shows a stick on it. And the way it works is reasonably intuitive. It's fairly instinctive for most people, in that if you move the stick over to the left, for example, you can see that it's moving these devices on the wings, and they're called ailerons. And as you move it to the left aileron goes up, the right aileron goes down, and they're moving up and down into the airflow, which is about 120 miles an hour, and because of the way the air deflects over it, it will tend to roll the aircraft to the left and turn the aircraft to the left. And if we also move the stick now to the right, no prizes for guessing.
Yeah,
The
same
ailerons
process.
now move, they move in the opposite direction. The aircraft now will roll to the right and turn to the right. A lot of people say to me, well, how much do I have to move it? I can't really answer that. You just have to rely on the feedback that you get. The good news is, though, you can't cause any problems.
That's good to know.
It is good to know, yeah. There's no lorries coming the other way, there's no lampposts at the side of the road. So even if you're worse than the worst student I've ever flown with in my whole life, it's not going to cause us any problems. Might be a little bit uncomfortable for a few seconds, but that's about the extent of it. So you can really just feel it as you go in, and I'll show you how it works beforehand, but then when I give you control, you really will have control. Right, that's all looking good. So, your next challenge then is to plug the headsets in.
Roger will give you a proper safety review.
How's that?
Yeah.
Good? Okay. As I say, once we're all in, it does become a lot more comfortable. So, right. Clip up! Look out, it's looking good. Well, not very good. It sounded a little bit like far back in some ways it is.
Sorry, Whiskey X-ray Juliet inbound, request tuning.
Bravo, Whiskey X-ray Juliet, Alpha, my new customer message.
Right there, we start taxiing. So a little bit bumpy taxiing on the grass, and then get in position, put the engine through a brief series of checks to make sure that everything is good. And then from there, we'll do about 2 minutes.
Just checking over this one.
Yeah, that's
And I'll start that when we're up.
yeah. Once we're up.
Golf X-ray Juliet downwind.
Golf X-ray Juliet, Roger.
One of the most difficult lessons when learning to fly an aircraft is how to taxi. Actually, it's a lot more difficult than you might think. You may know something in terms of the wheel when you taxi. It's not actually doing with our feet predominantly. So you can see. Yeah, there it is.
Golf X-ray Juliet, Roger.
Some sort of movie, like, you know, when they come off like the planes after it's like really cool, you go from like record.
Are we buzzing?
We are back on the ground, and that was a super cool experience, probably one of the coolest things I've done in a long time. Thank you so much for taking me up there today, Roger.
You're very welcome. It's
Yeah.
my pleasure.
Oh,
Yeah.
and I actually heard like quite a few years back he was also teaching Nick, who, as you guys know, is like kind of who's in charge of everything here, and you was teaching him, wasn't you?
I did, yeah, and that was a pleasure too. Yes, all those years ago. We've got a lot more grey hair now than we had then. But yeah, Chesney said a few minutes ago that he was a bit concerned he was going to be sick. So thank you for not being sick. We
How
really
did you
do
find it?
appreciate that.
The flight was really good. I wasn't scared of heights to begin with, so that was the problem. But yeah, I thought I was going to be sick. I wasn't.
Brilliant, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
And we're very grateful for that, aren't we?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, otherwise we would be like sitting there like, yeah, brilliant. No, cool. So just so you know, guys, by the way, Chesney isn't just some random person we brought in today at like our other episodes. He's already like behind the cameras doing stuff like that. So yeah, and thank you for doing this.
Thank you. My pleasure. Yeah, you're very welcome.
And on that note, back to the studio.
I can't stop.
Ah, hello there. Next up, we shall be asking Georgia some questions related to flying on this piece of paper. Anyways, this first questions up will be, when did you first get interested in flying? Interested in flying, that's what I said.
So it wasn't really like a set time, really. I think like there was a couple of times my dad took me down to Stansted. Like I'd always gone on a holiday a lot when I was younger, so I quite liked flying. And then my dad took me down to Stansted. We saw the planes coming in, and it was like, yeah, I just kind of like seeing them, like tracking them. Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that. Paper's going weird. Question 2. What do you do with this hobby you do?
I mean, technically not really a lot at the moment. It's something I would want to take further, but at the moment I just kind of track the planes as you're going over. Like I like going to like different airports, seeing the planes coming in. Like I've got a couple of places I really want to go, see them coming in. But yeah, just kind of researching about it, seeing different things about planes and stuff.
What's your favourite plane, not airport type plane, what's your favourite airport brand? Like, there's like a couple out there, aren't there?
What do you mean, like is it my favourite airline?
Yeah.
Yes,
that's what I meant.
See, that's a hard question. I mean, typical commercial, the Boeing 737 Jet 2 is simply like one of the, I just like the old livery, the red, silver, it's nice. And then my favourite actual like airline that I haven't flown on, but I just love their livery overall and just like would be Emirates or Qatar.
Fair enough. I don't know what any of that means. Question 3. I don't know anything about planes. Question 3. How did you find that day that you were filming on?
It was really, really exciting. I think like literally the only time I was nervous was as I was like about to go and I was like, oh my God, I'm actually doing this. But like overall it was very exciting.
You're braver than me because I have a fear of heights. And so thus I could never get on a plane.
Have you never ever been on a plane?
I've never been on a plane.
That's crazy.
Not really.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I don't. Not because I would get on a plane if I could.
Yeah, I think it's like once you're up there, you don't really notice.
I'm not dying to get on a plane.
Yeah.
That makes. Question 4. Has it made you want to go further with it?
100%. Like it's always been kind of something in the back of my mind. But like when I did it, it was like, oh my God, this is so cool. But I also know that like it's very expensive, like becoming a pilot, and there's also a lot of training and a lot of like stuff behind it. So like it's something that I would consider, but it's just what takes place, I guess.
How do you ever feel about working on a plane, but not just in the pilot position? There's a bunch of other positions on a.
Yeah, 100%. So when I was like deciding about colleges and stuff, like I was interested in Stansted Airport. In the end, I didn't go for that one. And there's been times where I like look through like different positions, like being an air hostess, like or even just like working on like ground crew and stuff like that. Like it's all stuff that interests me.
Fair enough. What was it like being that high in the air?
To be fair, I didn't really notice because I was so focused on what I was doing that I didn't really notice. Apart from when we was flying over Braintree, he took back control. And like when I was looking out the window, I was like, oh my God, it's so cool. It's weird seeing everything from like a higher view, especially because like when you're in like your commercial airline going like abroad, you can't really see the views as well. But because it was quite low down, it was like clearest day. Like there was so much you could see. It was very cool.
Have you ever been to the War Museum? Because there's like planes you can go inside. You can see
I like
inside.
Duxford and that.
Yeah, I went to the War Museum. I can't remember where it is, but it's somewhere in the. And
See, I've never actually been to one. It's one of the things I want to do. We are planning to.
The War Museum has like planes you can go inside.
Yeah.
I've been inside them a few times.
It's the first you got to one.
Yeah, they're nice. I think they look tight, but they're quite tight because they're how small they are.
Smaller, yeah.
But I like the looking of them.
Yeah, they are cool.
Yeah. That's all the questions I have.
Amazing. Well, thank you.
Thank you. I wish I came up with more, but
no, all good. So I believe we're now going on to Luke.
Oh yes, the film bit, the one where I talk about the films. Okay, camera 4.
I'm sure
Camera
it'll follow
3.
you.
Hey. Where's the pointer? I had to grab that. Hold on. I'm in front of the green screen now. I need to turn it on. Yeah. Okay, first up on our show tonight is Jurassic World Dominion, the last, hopefully, in the Jurassic Park saga, and it's about 4 years after the last movie, Fallen Kingdom, which I didn't like, and it has 2 plots in it. First one is that the baby of the raptor Blue gets kidnapped and Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard have to save that child. And the other story is to do with the original cast of Alan Grant, Ellie Statler, I hope I got the name right, and Ian Malcolm having to save the food supply from locusts made by an evil corporation. Yeah, this film is bad. First off, it's kind of boring, aside from a few bits, and also this film straight up lies to you in the advertisements, because in the advert, the trailer, there's a bit in it with a dinosaur at a drive-in movie cinema. It's not in the movie. They've straight up lied to us. You hear that? They lied to us again. Kind of like how they lied with Morbius. Anyway, it's not the point. First off, the main bad villain thing is locusts, like giant mutated locusts. Why not use, for a Jurassic Park movie, use dinosaurs? Seriously, guys, this is amateur hour. Also, the bad guy is Dawson, who's in one scene in the original and never seen again until this movie. And he's trying to play like a weird rich person. And I'm like, why? That's not what he is. Also, the action scene, the big one that's in the city, is fun. It's the best action scene in the whole movie. But that's the only fun bit apart from seeing the old cast and this pilot character called Kaylee. She's fun. But overall, this is a very, very bad ending to a franchise that should not have been a franchise in the first place. Next up, the Bob's Burgers movie, based on the hit animated series that's run for like 10 seasons or so, and is about a sinkhole falling under the in front of the restaurant, and then murder happens. Bob and Linda, I hope that's her name, I forget sometimes. Oh, sorry, I'm still going to look into a camera. I'm looking at the screen with my cat pics on it. They're trying to make sure their restaurant doesn't fall while their kids trying to solve a mystery that could save the restaurant. This film is funny. The animations look so nice. The animation's really nice, honestly. And I've laughed out loud a few amount of times while watching it. My main complaint is the music, because it's a musical, and as you know me from experience from this show, I'm not a big fan of musicals. If you watch my Dear and Handsome review, you know how much I hate that film. I've not seen the musical clearly, but I've seen the film. I like one or two of the songs, but not many of them. Overall, it's a very fun movie that I think fans of the show will enjoy. Next up, Obi-Wan Kenobi with Ewan McGregor. Okay, this film is set about 10 years before Star Wars A New Hope, and it is about Obi-Wan Kenobi who's currently in hiding, trying to save a young Princess Leia from the Inquisitors. In Star Wars, Inquisitors are sort of like Sith that work under the Emperor and Darth Vader. Nerd stuff. Yeah, basically, Inquisitors have these lightsabers that can go around in a circle. They're sick. Yeah. The whole cast is absolutely amazing. One of my favourite moments is Reva, who's a new character, who's one of the Inquisitors, who I find really interesting in the 5 episodes that I've currently released, because I want to know why she hates Obi-Wan Kenobi so much and why she wants him. This show does something that no other film has done, or TV show in Star Wars have, make Darth Vader terrifying. Like in his first appearance, like, oh god, this is getting heavy. And the problem with that is, he's not scary for episode 3 and 4, but in episode 5, he literally, with no pressure at all, force pulls a ship down to the ground. I'm like, yeah, this is sick. Oh my, and the actor who plays the young Princess Leia, it fits the role amazingly, and Ewan McGregor plays is still absolutely amazing as he is as Obi-Wan Kenobi, and it's just so cool seeing him play with a lightsaber for a bit, do the lightsaber stuff. Honestly, this is a great show, and the finale comes out next week, and here's Ewan with the lightsaber, you know, go vroom, vroom. Next up, Top Gun Maverick, the very, very long-awaited sequel to Top Gun, because it was delayed a lot due to COVID-19 and finally released about, I think like a few weeks ago, I can't remember. This film is about Pete Maverick Davis, played by Tom Cruise, who is the new teacher at the Top Gun Academy and must teach the new flight of recruits how to do a mission before a big mission that could save lives, but also, depending on who's doing it, could kill them. And also trying to fix the relationship with the son of his old partner, Goose. The flight scenes in this movie are so good because they're actually done for real and not just CGI'd them in like they do all the time with film nowadays. And also, one of the biggest improvements this has over the original is the fact that the whole film is centred around the mission, unlike the original, where the mission is sort of introduced in the last 20 minutes. The way it uses nostalgia, it feels like it's part of the story and not just for fans to go, I know what that is! Which you see a lot nowadays with other franchises who are doing these sequels decades after the originals. All of the actors are so charismatic in their roles and how they talk to each other. Just like the original, it has a great soundtrack. My main problem with the film is that the love interest, played by Jennifer Connelly, just feels there to have a love interest for the sake of it. But then romance is nice in the end. Overall, Top Gun Maverick is really good. And the final part of this segment is The Boys Season 3, Episodes 1 to 4, because they're the only ones who've released so far. Sue me. This is the newest season of the Amazon Prime show, and it's set about a year after the last season, and Huey Campbell, who's not in this image, is currently working for the Federal Bureau of Superhero Staff, and they're trying to make sure bad superheroes don't be jerks, do bad stuff, but that's not really working, and they're trying to find a weapon to defeat Homeland, who's sort of he's their version of Superman, who is a massive douchebag. Homeland is awful. This show has a bunch of new characters in it, and the standout for me is Soldier Boy. He's played by Jensen Ackles, who some of you might recognise as Dean from Supernatural. Oh, and for those who have watched Supernatural, that's just Dean playing a version of... Soldier Boy is meant to be a parody of Captain America, the Marvel character, but Jensen Ackles is very good at playing him as what he's meant to be, a genuine a-hole. Yeah, and that's what all the superheroes are meant to be, and also the casters are great as playing these jerk characters. And also, the whole cast is amazing at what they do. The action is great. This show is very gory, and it is not for kids because it's a rated 18 show. So parents out there, do not show your kids this unless you want them scarred for life. Fun fact, an episode that's coming out soon called Herogasm did scar some of the cast for life, from what I've heard. Yeah. Overall, also the boys, they are Billy Butcher, MM, which is short for Mother's Milk. That's the reason why he's called Mother's Milk is something I'm not going to get into here because this is a family show. The Frenchie and Kamiga, who is nicknamed the Female. That's not me, that's just what she's nicknamed in the show. Overall, this is a great show that's getting better per season. Please watch The Boys on Amazon Prime. And that's all we have time for tonight. Have a good one. Hey! Do you mean I should be coming over here?
Well, I'm going to give you a chance
That was
to
awesome.
breathe and relax after that, but thank you. And happy 1 year to Lucas's Films. And now we're going to be getting on to the world of secret societies. We've got a little VT, just kind of having a little look into it. Unfortunately, Quartz couldn't be with us here tonight, who you may know who has been on camera 3 in a couple of our past episodes, but I'm sure he'll be back to talk about it a bit more in the future. But for now, studio, roll the VT.
Hi, I'm Quartz from the Seriously Average Film crew. You may know me as the Boot Dweller. I'm normally behind camera 3. And I also was the one who filmed in the back of the plane. So yeah, why am I here today on Sirius? Well, I'm going to talk about secret societies. And the first secret society I'm going to be talking to you about is Bohemian Grove. Now, Bohemian Grove is an all-gentlemen's club in California of the USA. And there's some weird activity going on in the Bohemian Grove. And the members of the Bohemian Grove are called the Bohemian Club. Now, there's some weird activity going on there. Like, they pray to an owl statue, which behind me, you can see. There's also... Oh, I didn't even tell you the moment. So the members of the Bohemian Grove include world leaders, so US presidents, prime ministers, just influential people like that, like big celebrities, like royal families, been there a couple of times. So, Bohemian Grove. So the whole point of Bohemian Grove is to get world powers to like talk to each other in secret, and we don't know what happens there. The only known thing that we know that has happened there was the Manhattan Project. Yes, the Manhattan Project, the one where they created the atomic bomb. Now, if that's not concerning, that's pretty concerning. That's the only thing we know was going on there. They prayed to an owl statue and they invented a bomb. That's pretty concerning. So, they're out there. There's not much we can do. Some people have tried to sneak in. Never ends well. So, yeah, that's the first secret society. Second secret society, Anonymous, a hacker group claiming to want world peace and unification. Oh, Anonymous. So, what are they known for? Hacking banks and world leaders, sometimes just trolling people by DDoSing them, which, if you don't know what DDoSing is, that's giving away to the internet exactly where someone lives. They also were actually, the one good thing they, well, not the only good thing, but one good thing they did was support the Black Lives Matter movement. They hacked like some billboards to change what was on them to make it support BLM instead of hating on BLM. So that was pretty good of them. And yeah, so Anonymous, they're known for wearing the Guy Fawkes masks from the film V for Vendetta and the graphic novel V for Vendetta, which is better than the film in my opinion. Lucas Shrimpton should review the film V for Vendetta, very good film. And yeah, so just a hacker group doing whatever they please. No one knows who they are. They have no collective leader because they work as a group and not they work as a collective and not like a group with a leader. So yeah, we don't know what they're up to.
Cool, well, now we've seen a bit about that, and hopefully in the future we'll get a chance to speak to Quartz in person himself and delve a little bit more into it. But for now, and finally, we have a small challenge which has been set up for us by the studio, which is who or what is it? So basically it's just a fun challenge and we're going to be guessing who or what it is.
Wow. Yeah. First image, let's do this.
And in this moment of silence, we should be seeing something pop up at some point.
Did you know that this segment that just happened with my film edits, the 1 year anniversary of Lucas Film Review?
I mentioned that, but I think you was almost passed out. As
Yes, I was.
Having a few technical difficulties. Oh, yeah. We've got it.
Fish and chips?
Lucas?
Fish and chips?
Incorrect. You're out.
What?
Georgia?
I can just guess. Is it like, it looks like carrots, potatoes, peas and something.
Point to Georgia.
Why does that look better on there than there?
Yeah, I'm looking at that because I feel like that has got a better quality.
1-0 to Georgia. Lucas,
Elliot.
did you see that before?
Look at that, how can you instantly tell?
One to Lucas,
I can tell
one
from
to
about
Georgia.
there.
Yeah, I cheat. That's Elliot.
I am baffled. Oh, Eiffel Tower.
Oh,
Georgia,
God.
correct. 2 to Georgia, 1 to Lucas.
I feel it's less pixelated on there than what it is on there. So I'm trying to kind of...
Oh!
Lucas,
Boris Johnson.
let's have a look.
You've got the people nailed.
2 all. Oh, it's a decider.
Huh?
A decider. I think this is the final question. So
Oh.
it's a decider.
Oh!
Lucas,
Ants.
it's C.
Okay, what are the final scores? I think we know, but been asked for you to announce.
If Lucas got that one right,
Yep.
it is 3 to Lucas, 2 to Georgia. So Lucas, as your prize, you get a leftover prawn mayonnaise sandwich, cheese and onion sandwich, chicken and bacon Caesar wrap, or Japanese style barbecue pork? Your choice. Chicken and bacon, Caesar wrap.
Ah!
Great catching skills.
Oh yeah, we'll wrap up. Anyways, thank you. Hello there, hello audience. Thank you for joining us. See you all next time where we'll be doing stuff. We're doing more seriously good stuff.
Generic stuff we will keep a secret for now.
Also coming soon, a anniversary, Lucasfilm anniversary video that I'm putting together. Lucas in the multiversal film reviews. Anyways, come soon. Anyway, like and subscribe. See you all next time on Seriously Good TV. Yay!